Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. This channel is for educations and technology. So in this channel, we investigate the what, why, how of ancient Chinese culture, which include the ancient Wing Chun culture with evidence from the history and also with science. Today, I'd like to clear up the magic power or jing, those kind of stuff, so that here on those of us who care to know what is ancient Wing Chun and who want to develop the Kung Fu, know what it is exactly, know what it is scientifically, so one be able to develop it. There's no need to be guessing, and there's no need to be misled. Now, today I choose to share this with you is because since 3 years ago, the movement of exposing fake traditional Chinese martial art started by Xu Xiaodong, our friend, continues to grow with a really fast speed. Now, Wing Chun is in a critical time. We like it or not, the growth of the exposing traditional Chinese martial art scam movement is accelerating. So if the information today, I do not release it to you, we will not be able to travel a proper directions. We will not be able to stay or to survive this exposing scam movement. So this is how critical it is. Now, so we know since 450 years ago, General Taiji Magic have summarized that combat is a game of handling momentum. And this concept, which General Taiji Magic is actually accord with the teaching of Sun Tzu, which is in the Art of War, Sun Tzu Art of War, the book, the ancient Chinese book. And that's actually the Chinese culture. Okay, Chinese since ancient like to play with momentum. Now, for General Taiji Magic's teaching, today we know that he's talking about handling momentum in terms of angle, in terms of range, and level in a three-dimensional space. That's what General Taiji Magic presented in his book, if we say it in today's language. Okay? So for combat, for fighting, we know what is the bottom line. Can you play the momentum in the angle, in the range, and the level of the 3D space? Now, so for past 100 years or so, they always have this Chinese Kung Fu, magic Fa Jing, magic Qi power, all sort of thing. So what is this? What is it? What is this got to do with momentum? Obviously, all this Qi and Jing, using your mind, not using your strength, is not momentum. It is like living in a different world. Well, today we know, in past 100 years, there are a lot of people, so-called grandmaster, who have no idea on the teaching of General Qi Ji Guang or Sun Tzu, or have experience in the real life combat. And thus they took some ideas, what other people say, and blowing up of proportion, create whatever they like. And that end up to be today's mess. That end up to now get exposed by Xu Xiaodong. So that is a misleading and presenting, and it is a disaster for traditional Chinese martial arts. Now, so again, what is this fudging thing and all this thing? Well, in today's language, 5 years ago, when I wrote the book, Basic Wing Chun Art and Science, I coined it on the term called force flow, which is one of the 6 core elements. And you have momentum on top of this force flow. So they are related, but force flow is not a replacement for momentum handling. The handling of the force flow is not the replacement of momentum handling. So does it not be able to handle the momentum? So today I like to use scientific device to show you what it is. So here on, once for all, you know what it is clearly. See, the ancient Chinese is not living in Mars or Venus, it's living in this earth. So there's no magic there. Okay, so let's look into momentum. So what is momentum? We know that momentum in physics is mass multiplied by velocity. So if we want to show it scientifically, it looks like this. My body has mass, okay? So if I move it, see what it generates, okay? That is the momentum, okay? That is the momentum in physics, moving my body. That is the most basic understanding of momentum. You need to move your body. And notice that when I pull it, you heard that noise. The spinning is accelerating, okay? And so, for sure, that involve force and involve power, because power is strength or force multiplied by velocity, how fast you go in there. And from the noise it makes just now, you see how fast it accelerates. All those kind of stuff, those belongs to momentum. So in the fighting or in the combat situations, when you move in or shoot in, okay, or thrust in, that is momentum in the basic. Okay? Now there's momentum. Now, what is force flow? Well, I have defined here force flow is a handling of the action-reaction force, which include the handling of the directions drive, or in other words, force flow is the handling of the action-reaction force with a direction drive, or drive into different directions. So, to show how this drive into the different directions, we can use this to show. So we have 3 planes of motions. You see this bouncing, drive into one direction, I drive into the other direction, I drive into the other direction, so I drive into the 3 directions. So force flow involving handling the action and reaction force and driving of the force. That is force flow. Now, today with iso chain, we can further quantize and measure the force flow handling. It's just like using just now the handy gym to measure the power generated with the momentum. So, you heard the beep there? That can measure the force flow you handle or generate, how much force or strength. See, I don't move this thing. Say, I keep this iso chain still, I can move my body, okay? And all those you can measure the force flow handling. So, if anybody want to develop that gene, in Chinese term is just force flow, in today's language, you can develop it with knowing the direction and the drive, how, the amplitude of this vibration is how strong it drives, and quantize it, measure exactly pound or kilo, how much you can generate on your gene. Okay? So that is the momentum and the force flow element. That is the reality. There is no magic of Xing Qi to Dantian. You have your energy flow from your K1 point and all sort of stuff. No, you don't have those. If there's a real thing, it will be showing up already in the Xi Xiaodong competitions for past 3 years, but it never show up. And more people get KO by Xi Xiaodong's momentum. So that's the reality. Now, so you're asking, so how is this momentum and the force flow play together, or how is the force flow support the momentum handling? Well, it's just days ago, I'm proposing using what I call the red boat training band. Now, if I pull this thing and I dash out, and I can change the direction while I'm dashing out, there is momentum, and you have this force flow, this handling of action, direction force with different angles, right? So that is how the force flow is supporting the momentum handling. Also, if I have this pulling up, generate a vector of force, and while I'm moving around, that also involving the momentum handling, which is supported by the forceful handling. So in real life, you know that be it you shoot in, or be it you struggle here in the close range, changing the angle, or getting up and down, it involves the momentum supported by the force flow. So that's how the truth of the traditional Chinese martial arts. Now, those are just basic, because those are the thing which is powering the techniques of handling the momentum. Without this momentum handling developed, or the force flow developed, there is no way to be proficient in combat, where you involve many different types of techniques on top of this basic. And also, footwork is just a part, or it is a part of this momentum handling. Footwork has to depend on the body, which is your mass, your leg, which is your momentum, which is your speed, and your force flow. So, footwork is a part of the momentum play, which is supported by the force flow. It is not circle step, cycle step. This is a footwork. This is not a footwork. This is just stepping with different pattern. So, I hope that you see the truth today. I hope that this is a time to say no to all those scams. Because if we Wing Chunner cannot say no to the scam, the Xi Xiaodong's exposing fake movement is going to say it for Wing Chun. And at that time, you know Wing Chun collapse. But if we say no today, we get into the sport science based on the ancient evidence. You know, nobody can say it is a scam that what we practice or what we develop. You know that it is going to be effective because this is according to the reality, be it 450 years ago or today, be it in traditional Chinese martial art by Qi Ji Guang or today's MMA. That's the bottom line. So this is what I'd like to share with you, and also the descriptions of momentum. That's in the Wing Chun restrictions. The force flow and how things combine with the breathing and the chi flow, everything is here in the Wing Chun Inception. So, what is my agenda? My agenda is to move to the proper direction, not get completely trashed by the exposing Chinese martial arts scams movement. You don't have much time. You cannot keeping saying that I have the chi to Dan Tian and I can Fa Jing and you come to study with me and I have this power, that power, while I have no idea on this thing, which I just shared with you scientifically. Never a day, single day training in that thing and keeping believing some days you have Fa Jing, your chi from your K1 point, your secret sex. Oh, I get this from Taiji, I have this mind power, this spine power, all those kind of stuff. Yet you cannot handle 3 seconds or a few seconds from Xi Xiaodong. It is a really critical stuff now, a very critical time now. Either one, do it properly, or it is going to be vanished. And of course, I don't want to see any lineage, proper lineage, to be vanished. But for those scam stuff, it has to be gone, or not waiting for Xi Xiaodong to clean you up. That's reality.